I'm going to do some short videos on how to prepare vegetables that are slightly different. Some of you might see one of these in the supermarket, in the farmer's market, and don't know how to prepare it, a butternut squash. I'm going to show you quickly just how to prepare it and what you can do with it. Well, I'll tell you what you can do with it in the nicest possible way, but I'm going to show you how to prepare one of these. So as you can see, you get your butternut squash and you chop off the ends as close to the end as possible, and then the thin stem right there, you chop it off so you've left with the bulbous bit at the bottom. And there's the first bit of prep done. Now as you can see, you just, as close with a knife, or you can use a peeler, you take away the skin from the edge of the butternut squash. Alright, so once you've peeled your squash, what you want to do is, you can see that there's a bit of the white pithy bit of the under skin left. You want to make sure that that's all removed, because that's just stringy. And it's not stringy, but it's a bit tough and bitter, and it's not nice to eat. So you want to take all of that off, and even on here as well. And then you can see there's seeds in there, so we're just going to cut that in half and scoop all the seeds out. And then we're going to just dice it up, because I'm going to steam this, because I'm going to make a filling for agnolotti pasta, which you'll see in another video. What you can do with these seeds is dry them out in the oven, and there you have some lovely pumpkin seeds to sprinkle on your dish when you're finished. So now you just chop through the butternut squash, as you can see. And you want to chop it into even pieces, whether you're roasting it or steaming it. The idea is to get it roughly similar pieces, because it cooks the same time then. So if they're a similar size, they're easy to cook, and they all cook pretty evenly. Now you're left with these bad boys. Nicely diced butternut squash. So what can you do with it? I'm going to steam this and blitz it into a puree for an agnolotti pasta dish I'm doing. You can roast this. If you're going to roast it, I'll probably chop it a bit chunkier and roast it in an oven with some olive oil, garlic. You can just boil it, blitz it up, turn it into a soup. So I've pureed the butternut squash, and I've now put it in a pan to cook it out, because it's still quite wet, and when you're putting it in the pasta you want it to be quite dry. Before you could see it was nice, well, you can see now it's quite together, but before it was really sloppy. So you just keep cooking that to as dry as you want it, basically, and it's seasoned. At this stage you could put some Parmesan cheese, you could put vegetarian cheese, you could put whatever you wanted in there. You could put any herbs you wanted. I would put some little bit of sage in there, because butternut and sage works a treat.